Well, greetings and salutations, friends. Boy, gotta tell you that things in conspiracy land are getting more and more curious. Sorry, I had an echo here. So, yeah, it's just gone crazy. From the kicking the can down the line, wait another month, send me some more donations, trust the scam, to some of the larger characters in that field going full on grift mode and coming up with all kinds of new stuff. And tonight we're going to talk about some of that with my special guest, Daniel James from the Warped Podcast. Let me bring him in here. There we go. That's better. Daniel James,
How
you've
you
been
doing,
following
buddy?
you've been following this crazy train better than me, I think.
Yeah,
Right?
it's been nuts lately, mate. It's been real crazy. But it's just been interesting to watch since January how things have really escalated and kicking up over in Q land.
No, we
Sorry, not
say letter of the
letter of
alphabet.
the alphabet. I'm sorry, I forgot because
Yes,
I don't tend to curb my words too much.
I
But
know. I try not to too, but I think it's just in the best interest of the AI algorithm gods. We are speaking in mockery of this thing, AI algorithm gods.
we pray.
We pray to Google. Amen. Yes. Say my daily
Amen.
prayer that I don't get stricken down because we talk about these things. Another story I'm following really closely is this GameStop thing. Have you looked into this? This is a great story.
It is a massive story, yeah, and
It
it's
is
having
just an amazing story about a bunch of rich pricks who bet way too far, went way too far with a bet they placed, and people found out about it and got together on Reddit and fucked them over bad.
it is the
But it's
most
interesting. The interesting part of the story is that now regular people are not allowed to trade that stock, but the big hedge funds are allowed. So
rules
super
free
rich
not free.
people, yeah, the super rich folks with the hedge funds and shit, they can make billions, right? But God forbid a bunch of people get together and fuck them out of their short bet.
Well,
You
it's been
basically
interesting.
they were claiming that they were betting for the stock to fail, right?
Yep.
And if it doesn't fail, they're going to lose billions. So regular people, got together on Reddit and just started buying the stock, which anybody would agree, GameStop is basically on its way to bankruptcy. Every game gets downloaded now, so GameStop is going. It's gone one way or the other. But this whole thing artificially inflated it, and now all these rich people are really pissed off, right? And somehow they're still going to be able to pull it out because all the brokerage firms have stopped people from being able, regular people, from being able to buy and sell certain stocks. But the huge hedge funds are still allowed to buy and sell them. So, of course, the price is going to go down now because you're stopping people from buying a stock. So, this is some kind of
That-
artificial manipulation of our entire financial system that only benefits the rich motherfuckers, right? It only benefits them.
yeah, exactly. It's been
What
interesting
it's
to
a great story, and it
yeah.
sums up America and capitalism all in one shot. So
Well, yeah, yeah.
we're
It's
gonna get to we got to get to Buffalo Horn Guy, also known as Letter Shaman. I'm not gonna say the letter, but you know who he is. And I was kind of surprised, Daniel. Did you know that he was in like all of these crazy conspiracy land UFO circles before coming to know him from the Capitol riots? Because I didn't know.
yeah, look, I was aware that he had some history with that was strong in Q, but also into the more esoteric elements of
You
it.
said it again. Letter of the
Ah,
alphabet.
damn it. Letter of the alphabet. Yeah.
Yes.
Um, yeah. I knew he was, into a lot of wackier elements of it, but I didn't know. I mean, he may as well have been parroting Kerry Cassidy when he was talking in that video. He's really just
Yeah, we're going to share this tonight. It is basically just a repeat of David Wilcock, Laura Eisenhower garbage, a little bit of Corey Good garbage thrown in there with the secret space program they're keeping from us. And yeah, Yeah.
My audio's too low apparently, so I'll jack it up. Hopefully you can hear me a bit better.
Yeah,
now.
I always bust his balls because he's got nice mics. So I tell him, like, keep it low, bro. I'm the host here. I should be louder.
I hear you don't like it when it's in front of people's faces, though. So I've done this especially just for you.
Yeah, you know what? And most people don't have any complaints about the audio, but I think a few people have said, "Oh, well, you need to have a microphone right in your face." And for me, I just don't like that. So I'd rather be a little lower and the microphone be over here out of frame, or I don't know, just me. So we're gonna listen to some of this guy's crazy, and I just previewed this a little bit. I wanted to save some of the crazy for live, so we'll get his real live reaction from me. Have you watched this entire thing?
Yeah, I've watched it a couple of times. Actually.
Oh man, you're a bigger loser than me. You watched the whole hour.
Yeah, exactly.
This shit is crazy. So basically, from what I previewed, he's gonna start claiming that he's got superpowers like Captain America. He's a super soldier. Oh, this is gonna be good, friends.
Everyone's got powers. Why don't we get powers? Where are our powers?
People have superpowers, right? They all have superpowers, and I don't know why. Like, and I was a little disappointed because so far in this guy's video, we didn't get the superpower origin story, right? Like, he didn't talk about the black goo that was
Did
injected.
a spider bite him or something?
Yeah. Yeah. So that's just funny. Like, all of a sudden this guy came up with this story and he's got superpowers. So let's get into it, Daniel. We're going to go right from the beginning. I don't know how much of this we're going to get through, right? Hopefully he gets to the good stuff quick.
Yeah, he does a little bit of a summary at the start where he talks about the three things he wants people to really take out of the video, but then he goes into all these fucking far out.
And it's so funny, like, this has got to be the highlight of this guy's life. Like, all of a sudden, everyone in America knows who he is, the guy with the bull, buffalo horn guy from the Capitol riot. And now he's going to start his grift about being a super soldier, bro. This is priceless. Let's get into it, friends.
Let's go.
Right. Big reveal, buffalo horn guy. All right.
What is up, everybody? I'm Yellowstone Wolf, aka Captain America. I did that to get your guys' attention, and I certainly hope that it did. It looks like it did. I mean, I am definitely Captain America, and I haven't been given that title lightly, trust me on that. But part of the reason why I came forward in this way and, there's a little quote-unquote disruption in the Q community here is to get your guys' attention. Because whether or not you know it, whether or not you believe it, I am from the highest levels. I am talking to you on behalf of the highest levels of the government and the military. I in particular am working with the Navy. I've been a part of the Navy's Super Soldier program for quite some time. And I have been communicating with them regarding this quote-unquote plan that has actually been in place for quite some time before the Q movement ever took place. Okay? And what I'm doing in this video is I'm bringing you the quote-unquote plan that we have been asking you guys to trust for so long, and where you fit in, where you do, and
he's got to trust the plan, man. Even after the whole plan fell to shit, right? Like, the whole plan, there is no fucking plan. This guy's a dumbass, but okay.
Yeah, and he did this to get everyone's attention. Apparently, strapped on the horns that David Wilcock thought might have, miniature cameras in them.
Yeah, they were implants, maybe, right? Yeah. Oh God, let's see what else is crazy, dude. We're only 1 minute in, and he's already basically he's already claimed to be Captain America, but and a super soldier. So he really is claiming to be like a real life Captain America.
For sure.
Awesome.
Hopefully, this is a good enough relay of information to where we can really move forward as a civilization. Okay, I'm talking like next level stuff, like free energy. I'm talking about anti-gravity craft. I'm talking about medical cures, these 5,000 disruptive patents, okay, that need to be released to the public. And the only way that that's going to happen is if we demand it.
Yeah, somebody's been watching David Wilcock, right?
Yeah, I think he's been watching all of those channels. Kerry Cassidy, he's spouting and repeating all those.
Yeah,
stories.
he's gonna get into reptilian aliens and the good guys and the bad guys. Oh, it's just a buffet of bullshit. Nice.
Buffet of bullshit.
So,
like that.
if you're not going to watch any more of this video, if you're just going to shut me down in the first few minutes, this is the plan. I'm going to get into far more detail in the video if you want to stick around. But here's the plan, you guys. While you're talking with your friends and family at Easter, okay, what you need to be talking to them about are the 3 patents that the Navy just released to the public. One for an anti-gravity craft called TR-3B. Okay, a TR-3B anti-gravity craft. It's a triangle, okay, that we've had for quite some time. That's patent number 1. Patent number 2 is what is known as a 0-point free energy device. Okay, we're talking about like a generator about this big that produces more energy in a single day than the largest nuclear power plant does in this whole country in a single year.
First of all, this guy can't even do math, right? Because that's a lot of power. Like, I know a little bit about electricity. Like, come on, bro. You know, that's basically, he's describing a magic device, you know? It's like the magic beans or something.
He's literally, he's saying that these are just coming out as well, which is untrue. You know, these patents have been floating around in conspiracy land for quite a few years, and you know, even David.
Yeah, well, he must have just found them. So to him, this is new breaking news.
No, Stephen. No, Stephen. He's part of the Super Soldier program. He's working hand in glove with Donald Trump.
Yeah. Oh God, this gets good.
Okay, so more energy in one day than a nuclear power plant does in a year. That's the level of technology we were talking about that was released to the public by the Navy. Okay, I'm telling you, I'm coming from the Navy. I'm telling you that.
And by the way, just to be clear, I read those patents and they didn't discuss any amount of power that the so-called device would generate, even if it was an operable working device. So where is he getting this? He's just making this shit. I guess he's just making this shit up because it sounds good, right? This little box, and it can make more power in a day than a nuclear power plant can in a year. But the patents didn't give any indication of any kind of power, like ratings or how much watts it generated per hour or anything. So this is just all pulled from his ass, I guess.
The Navy is releasing these patents. The final patent that they released is something known as a room temperature superconductor that allows this free energy device to operate without quote unquote overheating at any point. Okay, and if you combine these 3 things, the room temperature superconductor, the free energy device, and the TR-3B anti-gravity craft together, then you get the Space Force. This is where we get the Space Force. So while you're at Easter, talk about the Space Force. Talk about getting this technology to the public.
I can't wait until Easter dinner to tell all my friends and family about the Space Force and the secret patents that just got revealed. Yeah.
I just can't wait to get in one of these.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just so that, you know, I just can't wait. It's fly to Venus. Have a picnic.
Fuck yeah. I think Mars might be a better bet, though.
Doing that, this is a real thing, that this is the future, because everybody likes hearing about the future. Everybody likes the idea of going out into space. Okay, nobody's going to want to hear about these dumbs being destroyed with earthquake machines, or children being rescued, or Satanists drinking adrenochrome. They don't want to hear it. I mean, we didn't want to hear it. And think about
he just hit like every conspiracy land hotspot there. The satanic pedophiles, the mole children, the adrenochrome drinking, right?
Like trying to tell other people that are like really asleep. Okay, they don't want to hear that stuff. What they do want to hear though is about the future. They want to hear about us going out into space. They want to hear about free energy, so not ever having to pay for gas, not ever having to pay for electricity ever again. Okay, not ever having to pay to say like pay a toll at a bridge or on a road. Okay, that essentially we're talking about flying craft all over the globe, going from London to LA in the snap of a finger, from Hong Kong to Paris in the snap of a finger. Okay, that's what we are talking about here, you guys. We're talking about the future of humanity. So this is what the plan is. Okay, we're going to get in a little more into depth as to why this is the plan, why we're choosing to do this now.
I don't think I recall the letter of the alphabet telling us about our Jetsons like future with flying cars and all this shit.
Not so much. Not so much.
So he's just kind of telling us that this is a new plan then. Forget the old plan. Trust the new plan.
Oh, this has been the plan all along though, Stephen. It's just been hidden in the back pocket. Just bringing it out now. 5D chess move.
what exactly it is the bigger picture looks like from our perspective, and how each individual American, yourself, myself, and everybody in the world actually fits into this on like a global scale, and they're either playing for one side or the other, whether or not they know it. So that's what we're going to talk about in this video. That's what we're going to get into detail about. So let's get started, okay?
You must have some notes.
Okie dokie. So let's
He's got
start
a
with the
Wilcott
idea
presentation.
that you guys have done so well. We are so proud of you. We are so happy that you guys have come this far. All right.
Yeah, you made it through this much bullshit. We're proud of you.
If you made it through this much bullshit,
4 years of bullshit. You've made it through 4 years of bullshit. Now I got some new level up bullshit for you. This is just crazy, Daniel. This is like crazy level maximum.
Even the presentation is like
I know, look at this. He's got like Hello Kitty, or is that like Pikachu and shit mixed with like babies and skydivers? Oh my god.
It's been quite many of you you haven't necessarily understood all the comms or all the communications or seen the patterns, but that's okay. Other people figured it out and they relayed the concept, and then you got what they were saying. But there still have been some people that just haven't fully understood, and they feel like Q isn't doing anything. They feel like there isn't any movement going on. But that's because in many cases, these are people that are paying attention to the surface. They're focused on trying to convert their friends or their family, and they're not seeing the way that there's all sorts of changes going on below the surface.
Yeah, there have been changes going on, Daniel. Like, you know, in November when that election happened, there were some changes to the plan. And then, you know, January 5th, you know, there were some more changes to the plan. And then the inauguration happened and more changes to the plan.
But don't forget though, like the real inauguration is going to be March 4. That's when Trump is going to be inaugurated as the president.
Yeah, that's what they're saying now, friends. They're saying that it's all an operation. They're all going to get arrested. Those people that frauded their way into the White House, they're all going to get arrested. And Trump is going to come riding back on his white horse and take over again on March 4th.
That way it doesn't disrupt the majority's paradigm, essentially, at least not too much. So you guys have done a really good job at connecting the dots. Today is kind of like graduation day. I'm going to help you to go from a simple trail of breadcrumbs to working with whole loaves of information. Okay, so instead of getting breadcrumbs, you're going to get a whole loaf. You're going to start getting whole loaves. That way we can really start moving forward.
Oh man, parables like Jesus. He did his homework on running a con. This is good bullshit.
You will have been getting whole loaves if you just watched my videos, okay? I talk about stargates. I talk about aliens, if you're really into that. I talk about understanding the enemy's strategy and how it is that these globalists have been trying to take over the globe. I talk about economics. I talk about the healthcare system. I talk about the education system. Okay, I talk about all of it, all right? So in this video, we're going to help you to level up. We're going to help you to read the comms. We're going to help you to read in between the lines a little bit and see these movements.
Oh my God. This guy's going to help us, Daniel. He's going to help us.
I think Jordan Sather needs to step up his game because this guy's just dominating. He's the new Jordan.
Excellent execution so far of craziness. Let's see where this goes.
These are actually huge movements, and we're going to hopefully turn our some of the people within our army of digital soldiers into
the keyboard warriors. Hold the line, right? They were all saying that. But like using military terms like comms and briefings and intel drops. Yeah, they're keyboard warriors, bro. Like, but in the bad sense, you know, it's like some fat guy that lives with his mom's basement, right?
It's just fantasy land.
Haven't seen a real live woman in like months, right? You know?
From this into this. Okay, forgive the misspeech. Okay, so reading it in the quote unquote normal way, this message would read, nothing read is ever between what the lines seems. But if you read it with an informed understanding, it comes out, nothing is ever what it seems. Read between the lines. Okay? So in the intelligence community, this is how they communicate.
This guy's good, man. He's like using magic tricks, Daniel James.
They have
Yeah, well,
things
you'd know.
where you have to read in between the lines. They don't always tell you right out what exactly they're trying to say. In many cases, they use symbolism or memes or all sorts of ways of communicating.
Yeah, and I've heard this explanation from all of these guys about why nothing happened that was supposed to happen. Well, we didn't read the drops right. You know, maybe the dates were coded. It's garbage.
It's every excuse under the sun.
Absolutely, yeah.
Beyond words. And this is very important to understand, okay? That many of you do understand it, and you understand that if you follow the white rabbit, that you have been being prepped for something, that you are a self-selected individual within either the Constitutional Republic of the United States of America, or you are a citizen of your foreign nation to the United States. Foreign nation is another nation of the United States of America. Anyway.
So he just said there's two different Americas. That's another thing that they're pushing, right? And
correct. Yeah.
Trump is going to be the leader of the Republic of America. Oh my God. No.
This has been going on all over the globe, and this Q movement is actually a global movement. Okay, full of self-selected individuals that have been seeing this pattern in this
self-selected individuals
as they followed the white rabbit down the rabbit hole. And more individuals started taking this leap of faith, and then eventually everybody started to end up connecting and sharing information, and everybody started seeing the same patterns, okay? And this was the intended idea. Everybody was neuro-linguistically reprogramming themselves to the truth based on disseminating information.
We're programming our own truth.
Government, real information. We're talking about real information of what's actually going on to the people for the first time in quite some time. All right, and now
he's so happy with himself. Like, I did a good job. I did a good job with this bullshit.
Part of the reason why this was done is to end up amassing this group of individuals that understand what's actually going on, and having these individuals all be people that came to these conclusions themselves, not necessarily something that they were told to think. Okay, and part of the reason why the plan has been kept quote unquote secret and why we're asking you to trust this plan is because we're talking about warfare here, and loose lips sink ships. And if the enemy ends up figuring out what the information that we really are like communicating to each other is, then they're far more able to take down our plans or destroy the plan.
I like this one, Stephen, because it's like, it's excusing why there's, you know, some of the drops don't come true. Oh, that was just disinformation. Ignore those ones. That's the bullshit. This is the real stuff.
Oh, God.
So we are at a stage with the plan now where I can come forward and I can tell you this is the next step. This is where we're going next.
Yeah. And of all the people in the world, this guy knows what happens next, right? This guy.
Yeah.
They all know what's going to happen next, but they were also wrong about all this shit that they talked for 4 years. It's incredible.
And if you understand these comms here, then you can see how what it is that I'm saying makes sense. Okay? In many cases, throughout this process, to protect the integrity of the plan and to help, you know, people kind of just trust us, you know, at the highest levels, a lot of people have been this way, and they've gotten really, really savage with people that are leaders in this community. Okay, and they've tried to in many cases they've acted like disinformation agents, or they have actually been disinformation agents that are trying to mar and scar the leadership. Okay, so this is
because people came out and said that yous are all full of shit, so they're trying to mar and scar us, right?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Should we fast forward a little bit? This is not getting any better.
Skip to where he starts talking about like all of the wonderful things that are going to come with the free energy and shit.
Do you have any idea where about that is? We're 10 minutes in now.
I don't have any timestamps, so just wherever.
All right, we'll just go.
It's all.
Oh, here it is. Yeah, here's some of it. Yeah.
All right. All of these things, everything that we're disclosing to you, this is full disclosure, you guys. Okay, this is the plan. Is full disclosure, at least about the anti-gravity craft, about the free energy, about the existence of UAPs or unidentified aerial phenomena. the fact that we have a military policy to deal with these things, and the fact that we have a space force, you guys, we have a space force. This is the future, man. This is what we talk about. This is the plan.
He's so excited. Okay? We have a space force. We have a space force.
We all got our spaceship.
And I know about all this stuff because I'm Captain America and I'm a super soldier for the U.S. Navy.
In his dreams, maybe.
With all that said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get into a little more depth as to the dual sides to the military-industrial complex, okay? Because if you guys really are, if you're still with me, then I'm going to get deep.
I'm barely with him. We're barely with you. This is
how we can look at the global picture in a way that completely transforms our perspective and our paradigm, okay? And I'm sure many of you are already thinking along these lines, and what it is that I'm doing for you is just verification. And that's also part of this. It's about reinforcing in your minds the fact that you do understand and know the truth. Okay? This is kind of like...
we're going to fast forward again, see if this gets any better.
We're talking about the idea of creating crops and stuff out in the middle of the ocean as opposed to digging up the earth and creating farming in that way. We're talking about a symbiotic...
Yeah, because that's much more convenient way of farming,
exactly. Just
right?
swim out there and grab a cob of corn.
Sure.
Like relationship with the environment, you guys. Okay? They want to disassemble the corrupt and evil power structures that are already existing and creating this whole other system that is destroying the planet and enslaving the people. Okay, so how would they do that, though? How do you get rid of a global socioeconomic geopolitical force that is based in like all these other evil aspects, whether it be the psychic stuff involving Satanism, whether it be the economic stuff involving parasitism and the destruction of ecosystems, whether it be the corrupt like law side and the way that these individuals have hijacked governments and have created laws with loopholes that allow them to do whatever they want. Like, how do you stop that? How do you stop a cabal that has like time travel technology, that has psychotronic weaponry?
the bad guys have time travel weaponry and psychotronic weapons. How are we going to stop them, Daniel James?
Well, if they've got time travel, why wouldn't they be winning? Like, if we haven't got that technology and they've got it, like, surely they'll be able to travel back and stop us. Man, yeah. I don't know, Stephen. I think, like, as far as fighting the deep state and all that kind of stuff, these guys on Reddit tanking the stock market at Wall Street have done more to eat the rich than Q ever has.
And listen, I don't have anything against rich people, but I just have to say that when I see a story like that, I say, good. And I'm allowed to think that because, you know, I've been fucked over by corporations more than the next guy has, right?
Mm-hmm.
I worked in corporate America for a long time. I got fucked royally, daily, with no lube.
Mm-hmm.
And seeing the evil that these corporations are, especially, it seemed like the higher up you go, the like more evil you get, right? So you get to like the CEO is like Dracula level evil with like dark superpowers, and then the people around him are all his minions. Yeah. All right, let's see what else this clown is going to say. I'm going to fast forward again though, because I can't believe he did this ramble for like an hour, right? Jesus.
Just look at the pictures like in the presentation too. It's just like some kind of
it's just like he like collected shit off his Facebook feed and glued it all together, right?
Okay.
And it all tells
they
the
want
story.
A mind-controlled population, or basically mass enslavement through the monopolies that they have on already existing resources and media outlets, okay? They want the illusion of scarcity everywhere for the sake of control and their own personal profit, okay? They want for the illusion of scarcity in the presence of abundance to create fear and mass hysteria that they control, okay? They want chaos, they want violence, they want fear, they want death, because these things allow them to clamp down with more control and more reason to quote unquote have the UN step in or yada yada yada. Okay?
You know what this reminds me of, Daniel James? Have you ever been at a party or something and like some dude comes in with like Wonder Joints or like some kind of real high grade pot and smokes himself up real bad, and then he just starts on the conspiracy land shit, telling everybody at the party about like the government and, you know, how we're all slaves and Jesus. It's like the
As the
guy.
night goes
It's
on.
like the guy at the party that smoked too much and started getting paranoid, thinking about the government or something. This is basically. I have a feeling that might be what happened here.
Yep.
But he seems like he's reading off of notes. Like he actually prepared all this stuff. Like it's a presentation, right? He wrote
He's
some
working
of
off
this
his
shit.
intel, Stephen. He's working off his intel. He's got all the briefings and everything there ready to go. It's from the highest levels.
I swear to God, when I see this guy talk too, I can see him saying, like, meeting David Wilcock and saying, like, you were right. I learned this by watching you, because it's very similar. Like, just throw together a bunch of disconnected bullshit that doesn't make any sense, but connect the dots for stupid people, right? Like,
Yep.
All right, we're gonna fast forward again. Oh, now we're into. Wow, look at it! Look at these graphics. Such high quality presentation.
Underground, in many cases, privately owned deep underground bases.
Oh, he's getting into deep underground bases and the experiments and stuff, right?
The kids in cages. Yep.
Kids in cages, yeah.
Not all, but many of these billionaires build these things with their money. Many of these trillionaires, many of these international bankers, they build this stuff with their money through corporations that they own. Okay, the easiest way to take over is through corruption and through corporations and the use of banks to control the system itself through money. Okay, and if you control that system, then you can do whatever you want with the money, because you can just make more and more money. You can just throw more and more money at it. So the cost of building something like a deep underground base is nothing.
Yeah, that's just spend billions, Daniel James, so we can hide the children in the cages and harvest the adrenochrome, right?
That's what he's saying. Like, all these billionaires have got their private supply of like adrenochrome because of these extensive underground bases full of tortured children. It's just, I don't know.
Wow, this is a bridge too far for me.
It's nothing. Forget about it. Okay, all the while they're watching the people above the base, or the people in these cities, like a hawk. So what we have is dual sides, okay, of
the
like
good guys
a
and the bad
4D
guys.
chess game.
It's a 4D chess game. That's what it is. Maybe even 5D, Daniel James. He just upped the D.
Why not up the D?
Up the D.
Really understand how that stuff works. One side is the Q movement, the follow the white rabbit, the military, basically people that are trying to protect the people that have to realize when their country is being attacked, when they're at war. Okay?
And we're all at war.
And how to fight it. Okay? So in this case, it's about disseminating true information to help amass an army of digital soldiers and people that are inundated with the truth, that have followed the white rabbit, that have put all this stuff together on their own, so that we can change the collective mind of the species and push this interdimensional force off our planet all at the same time. So that
I just caught that. So the bad guys are an interdimensional force in his comic book, Daniel James.
Yeah, and we're going to push them off the planet.
Oh, good. I'm glad there's going to be a happy ending to this comic book.
We can all work together in this full disclosure push to where it breaks this other gear and moves the humanity forward in like a metaphysical and physical sense. Okay? And it's really not all that hard to do when you realize.
Oh, we got to fast forward again. This guy is getting to me. Oh, he's got a new slide. There we go.
New slides. Yep.
And, I would be curious to know this gentleman's level of education. Because it's always curious to me that it's people like, Simon Parks, a driving instructor, right? Or this guy that is some kind of expert on all this stuff, right?
Yeah, I think if they've got like the confidence and the ability to communicate it, that's half the battle to get a lot of people believing their bullshit.
Yeah.
Case in point, guys, is we're talking about using this technology to move our civilization forward as opposed to enslave. Okay, this is full disclosure. This is the goal of the military, of the Navy. They needed somebody to move up and step forward. Okay,
and I'm him. I'm special. Yeah. Out of everybody on planet Earth, I was chosen to bring you this information because I'm so special, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I want to know what his superpowers are. That's what I want to know. But I don't think he talks about specifically what his superpowers are or how he got them, just that he is a super soldier.
Correct. Yeah.
It's disappointing. I guess he's saving that for like an Origins episode, right? You got to do like an episode later. Like sometimes when they introduce a new comic book character, they don't give you the origin. You know what I mean? Like you just got to read the comics for a while. But eventually, if the character takes off, they'll do a backstory of the character. That's what he's going to do.
Yeah, eventually we find out he's a Pleiadian and he's been sent, you know.
No, I'm betting AI goo bone marrow injections. That's what I'm betting. It's like that Wolverine, that scene in Wolverine Origins. They all use that. The black goo got injected into their fucking bone marrow, and oh, it's great.
And it took a lot, you guys. It took a lot. Okay, but everybody, I think, at a certain on a certain level, everybody kind of wants this. There's just individuals on the other side that are quote unquote fighting because it's all that they have or because it's their job. Okay, so the response to
this
all
could get
this stuff that
dangerous.
is happening.
Yeah, YouTube doesn't like any of the stuff that he's about to talk about, so we're gonna fast forward. Yeah, we're gonna fast forward this part. We're gonna see back to the top secret pyramids and stuff. Yeah.
Well, let's look at it like this. We have this COVID thing, so we put everything on lockdown. We know this is coming. We put everything on lockdown. That way there won't be a mass casualty event. We also get everybody talking about like top secret stuff with their friends and their family who are wondering and worried, oh my God, what's going on? Oh my God, what's going on? In this time of curiosity and wondering what's going on and vulnerability, we released this idea about these patents, these 3 Navy patents.
Boy, he repeats himself a lot. It's the 3 patents. That's what it is.
Okay.
Oh, and look, he's got Captain America here knocking out the Red Skull and the Captain America's origin in this slide.
There you go. He doesn't need his own origin story. He's just going to copy and paste it from Captain America.
And he talks about the men and goats because that was real, right? It was a real government program, but it's a fucking movie, dude. You know? Okay.
Let's see this, you guys. First of all, like I said, I'm not the only person that's been recruited into the Super Soldier program. Number 2. I am coming to you from the Navy. I've said this numerous times, okay? And this whole idea of Captain America fighting Nazis, working with the military is a reality, okay? This is something that is like drip disclosure at the time, and now it's being used to verify everything it is that I'm telling you. That's what part of these...
Wait, so when the comic books came out, that was drip disclosure, but now he's using it to verify that everything that he's telling you is true. Because Captain America is a comic book, so what I'm telling you must be true. This makes no sense.
Now it's not just the Nazis; they're space Nazis. That's what he's trying to tell you, Stephen.
Okay, well, we gotta
these
hear
movies and stuff is about. Okay, it's helping the subconscious mind of the planet and the people to get up to speed.
Predictive programming.
So with that said,
wow. Captain America, the Marvel, like the Captain America movie was basically a documentary then, Daniel James?
Mm-hmm. It's all predictive programming. It's all Wilcockisms that he's speaking now. Yeah.
Absolutely.
The most recent quote-unquote step down or resignation on behalf of the Secretary of the Navy and the recent press conferences with Trump are all comms regarding the things that I'm putting out there. You guys have to understand there's no way that they would allow this information into the Q community if they didn't want it. Do you realize how much they track the Q community boards? Do you realize how much they like tracking individuals that are trying to like quote unquote disseminate disinformation? Okay, they don't allow it. We're talking about a military operation here. Okay, so they wouldn't be giving you this information if it wasn't true.
They wouldn't be giving you this information if it wasn't true. But what about all the information they gave us, Daniel James, that was not true? And we know that now.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's got something about cognitive dissonance on his on his presentation, but he doesn't suffer from that at all.
I'm gonna give some examples of what I mean. When this gentleman, what used to be the Secretary of the Navy, was talking about this captain leaking a letter about concerns about COVID-19 and blah, 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 and how he resigned, he stepped down, okay? That was right around the time that I started disclosing that I was Captain America, that I started explaining all the stuff about disclosure and about my nature with the Super Soldier program and all that stuff.
Look, I always joke that these guys think they're Captain America, these guys that claim they're super soldiers. But this guy is taking the name, bro. Like, that's some bold bullshit. Like, I always joke, like, this guy thinks he's Captain America. You know, he thinks he's a super soldier. But this guy's taking the name. He's like, I started talking about being Captain America. This is crazy.
He might get in some trademark issues.
Yeah, he might get in some trouble.
And it was also around the time that Donald Trump, quote unquote, spelled out COVID-19. He's trying to communicate with you that I'm spelling everything out for you guys. I'm things that the Navy Secretary with other countries in every single way. Through liberating ourselves, we can like create a blueprint for the rest of the world. That way they can also overthrow this cabal. That way they can also get out of debt. That way they can also create themselves a new and a thriving populations.
The thought occurs to me that many of these speakers are always describing some kind of utopia that we could all live in if not for those bad guys, right? Yeah. We could have free energy. We wouldn't have to pay for our electricity or our gasoline. We could live in this wonderful utopian society, right? It really is pure hopium for hopeless people. It really is.
Exactly.
I mean,
that's what he's offering too.
Yeah.
You know, thriving country. Okay, we just have to recognize the patterns, you guys. These people will be brought to Guantanamo Bay. will
and you know he's being authentic when he's using Michael Sala's imagery in the background there as well.
Yeah, Michael Sala stuff, man. That's some high quality garbage.
In some cases, people are bailing out of windows and stuff like that before they can face military tribunals.
Oh, the military tribunals, the mass arrests. Yeah, this is all David Wilcock grift. It's just lifted. Most of this has been lifted from Wilcock, I think.
Yep. You wait till Wilcock starts repeating it back to him. That'll
or using him for a source. It's coming, bro. It's coming.
My secret source, Captain America.
But you best believe stuff's going down. Shit has hit the fan. And the only reason why this whole COVID-19 thing is so pervasive in the media is because shit's going down. Okay? The media needs a way of pushing.
Damn, James, I was not aware, but shit's going down.
We can't take any points off him for entertainment value. He is quite funny.
Yeah.
Ideas, pushing a controlled narrative. That way large groups of people can kind of like be kept chill for a bit while all this stuff goes on. Okay, we're talking about people at the highest levels of banking, people at the highest levels of like the entertainment industry in Hollywood and global entertainment industries. We're talking about people like at the heights of like corporate.
This is word for word David Wilcock garbage.
Mm-hmm.
Word for word. People in Hollywood, it's all the enemies of Trump. The people in Hollywood, people in the media, the evil corporate overlords, the technocrats. He's gonna
conglomerates, international corporate conglomerates.
There you go.
We're talking about like highest level stuff here. Okay. And you guys got to understand, in order to get to this point where we're able to do all of this, it had to be drip, 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 feed. Okay. It had to be breadcrumb, breadcrumb, breadcrumb. It had to be follow the white rabbit.
Oh, it had to be that way. Why couldn't they just tell everybody this stuff? They got to put it all in codes and, you know, drops and letters and numbers, and you got to connect this dot with that dot. It's
because
like
it extends the grid.
Yeah, but it really is like a bad like spy novel, right?
Yeah.
You know, like we're at this place. I'm able to drop you a loaf of bread. I'm able to show you how all those breadcrumbs add up to a whole loaf. And now we can all take this whole loaf of understanding and move forward with it as a group.
He's got whole loaves of understanding, Daniel James. I don't understand any of this shit.
No, he's
But
got
okay.
whole loaves of nothing.
Whole loads of bullshit. Yeah.
And we can change the socioeconomic and geopolitical system in this country and in the world forever, you guys. Forever. So it is the military, it is the Q community's goal to create heaven on earth, you guys, and to maintain that heaven on earth.
You talk about utopia. It is our goal to create heaven on earth and maintain heaven on earth. Okay.
He states at some point during the video as well that he comes from like the angelic light realms, something like that. So he's an angel. It's in his name. He's in his name, Jake and Angeli or something like that.
Yeah. He's an angel and he's Captain America. So he's got like double superpowers, right?
Yeah.
You got angel powers and he's got super soldier powers.
By always being out front. Okay? And you best believe I will be on that front line, you guys. I will be on that front line. And so will all the rest of these super soldiers. So will the rest of the people in the military. So will our generals. So we're all admirals.
Yeah, this guy's hanging out with generals, right, Daniel James?
I'm just
Why
imagining
they all like to hang out with generals or claim they do, right?
Well, I'm just picturing the front line and like there's the Hulk and Captain America.
Yeah, Iron Man, right? War Machine. Yeah. Or if we go to DC, you gotta have like Cyborg, because that's sort of like a super soldier, and then Superman's an alien, so he'd fit right in. This is great.
And everybody below them. Okay? Because we believe in the USA. We believe in the Constitution of the United States of America. We believe in the people's ability to govern themselves, if but allowed to. We believe in God. We believe in truth. We believe in justice. We believe in freedom. And we will not sit back and watch as the world goes to hell in a handbag.
I'm pretty sure he's going to sit back and watch whatever happens. And another point I wanted to just make that's very important, I think, is that isn't this video been made like just a few days after he was arrested for the Capitol incident?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it must have been made afterwards because at the very top of the video, he actually says, he did that to get your attention. So now he can have a platform to spout his bullshit. So
he's going to build a bullshit platform based on storming the Capitol and being that guy. Yeah. Got to hand it to him, though. Like, you're going to have that 15 minutes of fame. He's got a window here.
Milk it for all it's worth, just like Corey Good. Yeah.
We will not sit back and passively observe as our children and our women in particular are abused, are abducted, and are used by evil people that know not of the true soul that is in them and care not for it. We are moving toward a civilization based off of harmony, you guys, based off of things like compassion, gratitude, real wisdom, prayer, dare I say, yes, prayer, belief in God, belief in Christ. And if it's Buddha, if it's Krishna for you, know that all of these teachers are of the same light, speaking the same truth in different tongues at different times that sought the.
Wow. Yeah, this is some grade A new age horse shit, right?
Yeah.
In addition to being an expert in geopolitics and the military and secret technology, he's also an expert on spirituality and theology.
Well, either that or he's watched quite a few YouTube videos. I think I know what the answer is.
Their age, or that were for their age, much the way that I am doing now. Yes, I'm calling myself a prophet of quote unquote God in the same way.
He's a prophet of
He's a
God,
prophet.
Daniel James.
Yeah.
He's the Captain America angel line. He's from the angelic lineage, and he's Captain America and a super soldier, and he's a prophet of God.
He's on a mission.
I think that, like when you make your superhero character, you can't mix that much shit, Daniel James. You can't be an angel and a fucking super soldier and a prophet, right?
Yeah,
of God.
You haven't got that many points to sort of stack up in those.
Yeah, you only get so many character points, and that's too much, bro. You've got to back down on your superpower stories. You can't be, and this is the same. It's why I know that this guy watches way too much David Wilcock is because David Wilcock does the same exact thing. He's Mr. Prophet, and he's a spiritual guru, and Edgar Cayce reincarnated, and has prophetic dreams, and knows all these government insiders, and like it's way too much, bro. You got to pick a lane, right?
I think he's been watching quite a few of them, Stephen, as well. Like,
yeah,
I call it the roll up. It's like he's rolled up a heap of the bullshit and just
it's like Corey Good. Like let's mix some of this shit and this shit and mix it all together. Star Wars,
5.
Stargate, Babylon 5,
Yep.
Firefly, a little bit of Stargate SG-1. Egyptians and ancient gods.
And I don't shy away from that either. I'm here to help. I'm here to guide this process of moving from these really low, polluted, nasty frequencies based off of fear, based off of chaos, based off of
pain. Wait a minute. Heavy metal music, that's bad?
I missed that, actually. I got an alert on my phone.
Yeah. It's got in his chart. It's like, this is the evil negative frequencies, and then he points over to this chart, and it's heavy metal.
No.
Says, I will kill you, fool. Water before and after Buddha's prayer. Yeah.
Destruction and death into higher frequency realms of light, of love.
And somehow snowflakes can show you compassion, thank you, wisdom. I didn't know that snowflakes could say words or like.
It's all about the frequency, Stephen. It's a frequency.
That's what it is. I don't know.
Peace of harmony, of symbiosis, of truth, of justice, of loyalty, of freedom. These will be the emphasis for our new civilization. These will be the common traits, the common treasures in this new heaven on earth.
We're going to have heaven on earth because of this guy. He's going to bring us heaven on earth, Daniel James. This sounds good.
We're going to push those interdimensional foes off the planet. It's going to be heaven on earth.
Oh, my God.
What I'm talking about is helping individuals to liberate themselves spiritually in a way that might terrify some people and might excite others. In a way that
I'm excited. I'm not terrified. We're getting heaven on earth.
For sure. But isn't the truth always controversial? Because so many people are swimming in a sea of lies.
Like you, bro.
What's actually going on in reality, that they leave it up to other people, whether it be politicians or scientists or priests or whatever, to tell them what's going on, what actually is fucking going on. And I'm here to just tell you, no, guys, this is how it works. If you just do this, and this, you got it. It's not that hard. You just got to put the puzzle together like this, and it works.
You're going to need some ganja.
This is the lion lying down with the lamb. I am prostrating myself before you, the world going to hell in a handbasket, and telling you I love you, telling you that, we love you at the highest levels. We love you guys.
We at the highest levels of this fake shit love you
guys for so long. Since before Kennedy. Abraham Lincoln gave his life for a very similar cause to the one that we're fighting now, just during his time. You guys.
Wait. Was Abraham Lincoln?
Abraham Lincoln gave his life for this cause.
Yeah, he was a super soldier.
JFK, Eisenhower, Reagan, in many cases. How you know who the white hats are is who they try to kill. Okay, or who they smear like a mofo in the media, which is pretty much what they've tried to do with Trump. They've pretty much tried to assassinate him with lies. They've tried to smear his image with fallacy, with non-truth.
And not for nothing, but Trump's such a slime ball just in his own personal business dealings before he became president. Nobody needs to, like, you know,
That's right. He
try
did
to
a pretty
make
good
him.
job of it.
Yeah, you don't. He doesn't need help to look like a fucking slime ball, rich slime ball asshole. He is,
Exactly.
you know.
Yeah.
And it hasn't worked. If anything, what it's done is it is exposed. And this is, I think, the final point that I'd like to make. And this is something I think might help all of you to feel just a little bit better regarding the opposition and how to deal with the opposition. Because sometimes, you know, you guys, believe me, I know sometimes it's like, dude, how could you be so dense? You know, how could you believe that? But
you know what? This is great too. Like, if you're going to claim to be Captain America, wouldn't you get yourself a good suit or something? This dude bought like a $4 American flag do-rag on Amazon, and he was off to the races, right? And like a $5 shirt with a fucking Captain America. Oh, Jesus.
But that's only because we have an informed understanding. And when we conduct ourselves in a way that is calm, that is collected, that is passionate, but at the same time humble and controlled, then we begin to get people to look at us and go, huh, I wonder what their thing is. I wonder what he's all about or she's all about. And then eventually they ask you, believe me, they eventually ask you, and they're like, what's your thing? Like, what do you believe in? Like, what do you do? What do you practice? And
I believe I'm Captain America and an angel. And I also believe that I'm a prophet of Jesus.
I would actually pay to see this guy live, though, Stephen. I would. He'd be entertaining.
I think I might too. I might too. You gotta get real smoked up first and just go in there and just giggle your ass off. Did he just say? Yeah, just giggle your ass off like, hee. Did he just say he's the real life Captain America? Hee. Did he just say he's from the line of angel lineage?
You get a chance.
I'll tell you what, if he does that, I'm coming over and we're gonna
do it. Yeah, we're gonna do
it. Well, this is what I believe. This is what I do. This is the reason why. And you know, I didn't come to these conclusions lightly. I actually came through like lots and lots of research and lots of scrutiny on behalf of my peers and in many cases myself. Because
this is great. Lots and lots of research. And by that, Daniel James, he means that he watched an awful lot of woo bullshit garbage videos on YouTube. And somehow that qualifies as hours and hours of research, right?
Connecting the dots.
Yeah. Got to do it.
I understand the nature to some of this information and how it may sound really out there.
It may sound out there.
But when you really, really grasp these levels, you guys, like we do, you know, it's going to be something that just our presence and our opinion shatters people's paradigms. And there's a way to do that that's friendly and a way to do that that makes you look like an ally, as opposed to a way to do that that isn't friendly and a way that makes you look like an enemy. Causes them to have a cognitive dissonance that they don't like versus the cognitive dissonance that they do like. Like, huh, that's interesting. New information. I'd like to get more of that new information. And that's why I'm trying to explain that this control of the narrative of like these 3 patents, you guys, I'm just going to keep eating the dead horse, these 3 patents and the gold standard.
Yeah, and by the way, just for the benefit of anybody that isn't aware, but the 3 patents that he keeps referencing through this whole thing are 3 patents that have never been shown to work. And it's very common that people will file patents for devices that the patent office, they can't test or, you know, whatever. So they just, by chance, some of them get a patent. Doesn't mean it's a working device. You don't have to prove it's a working device to get the patent. You have to have the right paperwork and pay the money and you get a patent. I can get a patent on an anti-gravity free energy machine tomorrow if I just file a fucking form, right? So the patents that he's talking about are not proven machines that actually work. That's the point. That's correct. And these guys all push them like, see, there's a patent for a free energy device. I've done enough looking into free energy devices. Boy, would I love to see one. But so far, I haven't. Out of thousands of claims of people that have free energy devices, not one worked, but okay.
But Stephen, you got to understand that the materials don't exist just yet. That's why.
Yeah.
Like it would work, but the element 115 or whatever, it doesn't exist.
Yeah, they need to call Bob Lazar. Get it
Topic
working.
of conversation. This is the stuff we are pushing. This is the plan at this time. Push these things and keep on pushing them.
Push these lies, half-truths, and garbage information gotten from like less than scrupulous websites, or hey, my friend posted it on his blog, so it must be true, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Great.
And await further instruction. Myself included, believe me, I'm like I said, I'm working for people above me on the higher levels of power than myself in the sense. Okay,
He's doing God's work, Daniel James. He's working for God.
I like what he says next here as well. He talks about he's not. They tell me like I'm on their level, but I'm not on their. It's like he's just trying to do a humble brag.
Oh boy.
They tell me I'm on their level, but I try to be as much of a servant as I possibly can. Okay,
So God tells him that he's on God's level. He's trying to be humble.
Is he talking about God or is he talking about Trump? I don't know.
Oh yeah, maybe Trump. Yeah. Oh, he's a big shot. Either way, either he's talking to either God or Trump thinks that this guy is just as powerful as them. That's what he's trying to say. One or the other.
Try not to let this level and this access and this level of power go to my head. So I'm giving it away freely to you, the people, for you to do with as you please. I'm Yellowstone Wolf. Remember, knowledge always overcomes power. Thank you for your time. Knowledge overpowers how I got here, y'all. Knowledge overpowers how I got here. Trust me when I say I'm giving you all the knowledge you need.
That was cringy. That laugh at the end was cringeworthy, like cult-like cringeworthy.
Yeah, it was a little bit unsettling. I think it was the most unsettling part of the video because you got to see that like manic.
I gotta clip that out. I'm putting that in something. That yeah. So
by the way, Stephen, I like the intro as well. By the way.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's so funny. I should warn people like oh there's a new intro. Yeah. So far I haven't gotten too much shit about the dancing girls in the video, but I do want to say this. Listen, no, I'm gonna say this in my defense, Daniel James, because people are talking shit behind my back. I'm an artist. Okay, I'm a fucking artist because show me another artist on planet Earth that has seamlessly merged UFOs, alien creatures, Bigfoot, fire, and hot dancing girls. I'm an artist.
It's the Colonel's secret recipe.
I'm an artist. That's just it. Like they don't understand the artistic nature that I have put into that. Okay, it's not just because I was reading a book about online marketing and learned that people decide in the first 2 minutes of a show whether they're going to keep watching or not. I did not put hot stripper girls in just because of that. Okay? I did it because I am an artist. Okay?
I think you've cracked the code. Yeah, I think you've cracked the code. You've come up with the perfect recipe for trapping people in that first 2 minutes.
Well, yeah. So far, it seems to be working according to Google Analytics. So I'm just going to trust the Google gods to tell me what to do. And if I got to put dancing girls, sorry. And I got bad news for everybody. I got a DVD collection of these girls, like just a whole, like hundreds of different dancing girls in different outfits, and and I got to use it because I paid money for it, so
it'd be a shame not to.
yeah. But back to this Captain America.
Yeah. Sorry.
What was this, or was this not one of the craziest? Like, let's call it like first big bomb from a character, like, right? Like these guys, they come onto the scene. Usually there's some one video that they make that then will grow their crazy fan base, I guess. I don't know. Like I think this was one of the craziest ones that I've seen of like a first work from one of these guys that is attempting to do this. It's like
Yeah,
the seed of the grift.
Yeah. I said on my last stream that I think we're moving, like with things like the letter of the alphabet, we're moving from a point of like message drops and things like that into action. And this guy's the perfect symbol of it, because he's actually, got his 15 minutes of fame from going and physically storming the Capitol. So all this stuff is in people's face now. It's in the real world. It's not just squirreled away on 4chan or 8chan or anything like that. And people have to confront it now. And this guy's going to be making the most of it.
Lee Veltman says that our intro needs more dildos. I got to work on that. And V says, oh my God, Steve's poor wife. They're all fully clothed. They're just dancing on a set. Like, I got worse than that, V. Trust me. Yeah. And All Around Arbiter says, this was like his extended wrestling promo. Yeah, it is. That's exactly what it was. I'm a super soldier, and I wanted him to talk more about his superpowers, though, because some of those guys do. They'll start saying stuff like, well, after the AI algorithm, after the black goo was injected for several days, I was in hell and pain, and then start rebuilding my muscle structure. Like they go into detail about how the power, and then they got super strength and, speed and enhanced reflexes and durability, right? Like some of them are bulletproof.
We're going to get the origin story at some point. We're just going to hang in there, I think. But hopefully he won't go to jail so he can make more videos for us.
Yeah, and that's another issue that I wanted to bring up. Like, listen, they're going to crucify those people that walked into that Capitol. Whether you walk through an open door, whatever, they're still going to crucify those people. This guy could be facing at least 10 years in a federal prison.
That's correct. Yeah, 10 years.
And so to me, I guess his mom bailed him out of jail. I really think I read that. Like his mom bailed him out of jail, right?
Yeah, because he didn't like those vegan. They didn't have a vegan friendly.
Yeah, that's another. Boy, talk about privilege, right? He got organic food because he refused to eat the non-organic food. So he got organic food. And V says, Steven, I'm an artist, Cambion. Yeah, it's in my Twitter thing. Look, it says I'm an artist, I think, right? I think so. I put it in there. Cambion is an artist. I'm an artist. That's what I do. I'm an artist, okay? And digital content producer.
Maybe you should put some of those dancing girls in your banner as well on Twitter. That might get you more followers.
Yeah. But listen, in my defense, it's all in good fun. And if people have a laugh about it, because it is pretty bizarre. There's like Bigfoot walking, and then you just see these dancing girls. It's pretty bizarre. I'll give you that. I'll give everybody that. This is a bizarre introduction to a show, but I kind of wanted that to people go, what the fuck is this? Like, get that reaction, and it's working. So I'm an artist, V.
It's got its own charm for sure.
Oh, this is great. Philip Blair says, if he's a super soldier, why is he bald?
I haven't actually seen him without horns on his head or a bandana or something else.
Trust me, any guy that covers his head with a do-rag like that is bald. The people that have hair don't cover their head with a do-rag. Not that I know of. I don't know. So he's probably bald. Yeah, wouldn't the like super soldier serum they gave him regrow his hair? Like better than Hair Club for Men, right?
You think so. I think you'd be able to do anything if you're a prophet, Why not?
He says they can all get off on mental incompetency. Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's
looking down the barrel of 27 years if convicted. Or did I read that wrong? You're probably right. I know I heard it was at least 10, but I think you're probably right. Because they're throwing all kinds of charges at him. And see, this is what prosecutors do. They think they could get you. They're sure they could get you for 1 or 2 crimes. They're going to charge you with 8 because that makes it so much harder for you to defend yourself because now you have to defend against 8 crimes instead of 2,
Well, they're going to want to make it.
Yeah, they're going to get your cave to a plea and not go to court. Just like, all right, I'll do 5 years or whatever, So but my point was that this is really interesting to me that this dude was involved in this Capitol riot and, walking into the Capitol and quickly got internet famous, like huge internet fame. But then he gets arrested and his mom bails him out of jail. And one of the first things he does is do this stream.
Yeah, you might even say that he's probably preempted and pre-planned all of that. I think he
Could
has to
be.
some degree because he's been going around the conferences. He's been going around all those scenes for a few years now, and dressing up as the Qshaman and all that kind of stuff. So I think, I actually think a lot of what he's doing has been to get attention to.
Yeah, he seems to have some narcissistic need for attention, right? Like
Yeah,
going
for
there
sure.
and dressing up in these costumes. And he has been, I seen him do an interview with Laura Eisenhower too. Like,
Really, I haven't seen that one.
yeah, that's crazy. Oh, yeah, maybe
Oh,
we'll cover that next. I gotta find
yeah,
it again. But I'm sure that there's a video that exists of those two together talking, and it is fabulous.
word
Woo
salad.
fabulous.
Yeah,
But that was previous, of course, to the Capitol event. Yeah.
crazy.
Oh, look at this. You are two pathetic losers, especially the dumb brain fuck with the sunglaze. Yeah, but I know how to spell sunglasses, you dumb motherfucker.
Right.
And I know how to spell loser. Come on. Oh,
If you
which
can't
one?
beat
Yeah,
them,
which
what
one of us? Which one of us
Which one
is
is
the
he
brain
talking
fuck with this? Yeah. We don't really get a lot of trolls in the live chat. So when we do, I say, that's engagement. That's a viewer. Welcome, you asshole. Welcome.
Yeah, I'm
glad you're here.
I'm gonna swear at you like the dude on what was his name? Jim
Oh,
Willie.
Jean-Claude.
Dr. Jim Willie.
Yeah, no, that was do you mind if we share that right now?
Yeah.
I'm gonna share it from your Twitter feed. Is that okay with you?
Of course it is.
All right, so listen, Daniel James grabbed this clip, which basically this idiot that's going to get so upset in this clip said all kinds of shit that wasn't true about the inauguration. All kinds of shit, like all kinds of shit that just wasn't true about the inauguration, up to and including that the inauguration would never happen. So he's pissed off, and then somebody in the live chat just asked a question, and it's a very valid question. And this guy loses his shit, and it's wonderful. So we're gonna share it. 1 second. Let me find you. It's at Dull.
DULHUNTY.
There we go. Yeah, and then I gotta find it. So just bear with me for a moment. And I gotta say, like, Jean-Claude, I think, is losing his shit too, because this level of like being nasty to a guest that just asked a simple question is crazy. Oh, here it is.
He's been doing a lot of streams lately.
What's that?
Jean-Claude's been doing a lot of streams.
I haven't been watching. You know what? Here's what I think about Jean-Claude. When he does like psychic girls and they talk about psychic nonsense, to me that's all like harmless. It's garbage, but it's harmless. But his like view of this whole thing is basically pro-alphabet conspiracy, pro-Trump, and the deep state is the Democrats. They're the evil ones, and it's bizarre to watch. Okay, 1 second. I'm going to share this. And I did not see this show, but when I seen this clip, I went, oh my God, it is so good. And this clip, ladies and gentlemen, perfectly sums up what happens when you go to one of these letter of the alphabet idiots that has been pushing this for 4 years and go, what about this, and this that never happened? Wasn't that, why were you so wrong? They all lose their shit. They're losing their shit because they're losing the grift. The con is falling apart, and they're all making excuses for why that is. And okay, So here we go. We're going to share this. Okay.
I try not to be separated from reality. I think I do pretty well at that. I got to mention something a lady put up. What about these foreign governments?
Hold on just a second. Let's get into that. There's a comment here. They're saying CBC coverage of the inauguration, the cross was not upside down. He did not remove his hand. Okay. I've said this many times in this show here over the last couple of weeks. We are trying to decipher the events that are before us. Sometimes we will err. Sometimes we're having these out loud conversations, and we're trying to do our best to piece the puzzle together. So as opposed to telling us what did not happen, please share your opinions on your own YouTube channels as what you think happened, and contribute to building a better puzzle for
go your own channel, Daniel.
And of course, lines abound. We are
Oh,
having
here it
a
comes.
idle conversation here, and we're trying to figure things out. We're not saying that we know 100% what is going on. Neither Jim nor I have made that claim, although other YouTubers have, and I've placed my opinion on that already. Jim, back to you.
Okay, Charlene Sapient, is CBC your ultimate source of news? Give me a break. Go back to your closet. We're trying to do something serious here. Gaslighting? Why don't you go ahead and put your mask on so you can avoid the $100 fine in Canada? Get lost. I'm tired of you shitty ass people. We're trying to have a serious conversation. Do you mind? You don't even know what gaslighting is. If CBC is your source, go eat a yard of my shit. Let me
back to the question of the audience asking you about the mass resignations around the planet. I think that's where you were.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, back to where I was.
Yeah, back to my bullshit.
Out there.
Back to my bullshit.
By the way,
right?
I saw a Bible with an inverted crucifix. Okay? There were a bunch of
that's enough.
So who's your ultimate source of information that you would trust more, CBC News or this dude?
This dude. Of course, it would have to be this dude. Some old dude talking on Jean-Claude's, talking all kinds of smack, giving people exactly what they want to hear on Jean-Claude's show. Which, listen, not for nothing, Jean-Claude, but that's what you do. You have people on your show that tell people exactly what they want to hear. And I really don't think that he cares about if it's true, if it's not true. It's literally a form of entertainment, and that's it, right?
Well, that's what we saw with that clip. I mean, there was no rigor around that. And I noticed that on a few channels actually lately. As long as it sort of echoes with the audience, that's fine. You can spat all the bullshit that you want. And that guy, he was a nasty piece of work.
And he's getting so pissed because he knows he's wrong. He knows he's getting so pissed because, oh shit, yeah, I fucked that prediction up. This wasn't true. This wasn't true. This wasn't true. This wasn't true. Person's basically reading his lies back to him and saying none of that was true. He lost his shit. And I was a little surprised that Jean-Claude jumped right on defending him. But the shit was said on his show previously too, like all of this shit, So it is what it is, I don't know. But it's interesting to me that the Woo channels and the peddlers of this stuff, huge numbers. Huge numbers.
It's always the case. It is absolutely always the case that these guys get the big numbers, and anyone sort of trying to bring that information back down to earth to cross-check it.
He told her to get in the closet. Get in the closet, bitch! Get in the closet, bitch! I wasn't wrong! We're doing serious work here, V! Get in the closet, bitch!
He was talking about like shitty ass people. I mean,
yeah,
it doesn't get worse than what
I'm tired of these shitty people that say I'm lying about my bullshit. You shitty people. And he's like he looks like my old ass like uncle that's always in a bad mood. Like you got that old relative, like, how you doing, Uncle Johnny? Oh, my fucking hip and fucking my check was late and fucking I haven't been fucked in 5 years. All right, Uncle Johnny. That's who that dude strikes me as, like old Uncle Johnny.
I think old Uncle Johnny might need some of those CDs that you've got kicking around.
Yeah. Well, I wanted you to tell people about your Warped podcast and where they can find you. Right?
Yeah,
we were going to do this together, but Daniel was like, nah, that's all right. He was like, I said, let's do it as a simulcast and we'll both get a show out of it. And Daniel basically said, like, I don't really want you on my channel, bro. So fuck off.
I did not say
fuck
that.
off, Steve Campion. You can fuck off. I'm not doing that. I'll just be a guest, okay? I'll be a guest on your show, but,
I've still got my training wheels on, Steve. So I'm learning how to do these technical things with the streams. And I just, when you mentioned that, I thought it was a good idea, but then I thought I'm probably going to fuck it up.
Yeah, it's okay. Well, I can always download it and just give it to you on a Google Drive, and you can upload it to your channel if you want to. My point is that it's good to kill two birds with one stone, and we can both get a show out of it.
Yeah,
instead
and
of
I enjoy coming on
just
here,
me.
Steve. It's always, you know, a good
Yeah,
crowd.
me and you always have a good time, and we think a lot alike. And but then I'm always fun to see like what stuff you're finding that I'm not finding, and I think vice versa. You know, it's
Yeah, well, I'm going ahead further into the Q stuff. That'll be a focus for me as
oh
well.
no, you said it again,
Um,
but that's okay.
God.
Also, you know what also is funny is that like these letter of the alphabet guys are now all pushing it till March because they're trying to keep this thing going for a few more months, right? But interestingly, I noted something important on David Wilcox's last stream. He normally gets thousands of dollars in super chats in one stream.
Yep.
Thousands. Yesterday, I don't believe he broke 1,000. And that's
I
the
haven't-
first time that I've seen it that low.
Wow, because I haven't actually caught up with that. I'm a few streams behind on a number of things that I normally keep an eye on.
I beat myself up and had to sit through that whole shit show today. But you know, I was doing something else. I was just listening to him, and Jesus, that was the worst. I think that was the worst. That's probably one of the worst things I've ever seen him do, and not because everything was so ridiculous or like you know some of the crazy shit that he says that couldn't make sense. Because it was so lacking in anything, you know, it was like a bunch of spirituality garbage in the beginning, and you know, there was nothing there, man. It was like he's running on empty, but part of it was all trying to justify why he's been so wrong, right?
But the only thing I really want to know before I watch it, Stephen, is did he have any technical mishaps? Did he stuff?
Oh my God, absolutely. Like his voice is still off of the video. Like they don't even, it doesn't even sync up. And I have a feeling that's because he's trying to use 7 cameras and shit or something. The latency. There's a latency issue. And I love the fact that he spent like $10,000 on equipment and none of it fucking works. It doesn't work.
And then he blames Elizabeth.
Yeah. Like, make this work, bitch. This camera over here, bitch. Put the slides back up, bitch. Say some shit. Yeah. In this stream, she had to read some bullshit about the founder of Aikido, who she says is a big influence on her or something. And he actually is like, Elizabeth, did you have something that you wanted to read to the audience? It was so contrived and stupid. It was nice. I liked it.
Did she sound like, well, yes, I do.
Yeah, what has people been saying that she has a deeper voice than him, right?
Yeah, she's got the deep, sultry voice, and David's got the high voice.
Yeah, I got superpowers. Yeah.
Still can't find that box. Stephen.
Oh, okay. Spooky has some insight into why. Well, see, we're here to help. David Wilcock, I will click this out and email it to you, right? Spooky says he's using a MacBook Pro to stream 1440p from multiple cams. It simply doesn't work. Makes you wonder where the money goes. Yeah.
I think money's the problem, Spooky. I think it's intelligence.
He's got a 180 IQ, Daniel James. How dare you? He's fucking smarter than Einstein, Daniel James. How fucking dare you?
He needs the Truthseekers tech support team to help him out.
Yeah. If he had the money, he says he does. Yeah, he's one of those fronter people, and I don't, I think he's broke as shit looking around his $1 million mansion, I don't think he's going to be able to make that mortgage payment on super chats anymore based on what I've seen. And I hate to take a victory lap and be happy that people, I believe a lot of people have woken up to his garbage. Like, he was wrong about this, he was wrong about that, he keeps being wrong. I'm not giving him any more money because it looks like he took a huge hit from where it was pre-election and inauguration to where it is now.
Well, hopefully he's got a lot of his money invested into hedge funds or something like that.
I hope to God that he has all of his money in a hedge fund, one of the ones that went fuck. Can his insiders provide them with a setup that at least has the right audio video sync? Yeah, you would think so. Get his CIA handlers over there. They got media people, know how to work that shit, right? Oh, and Bus Laden says, them teeth are clean as fuck, though. The money goes to the teeth and hair plugs.
And the
Yeah.
shoes and the jackets.
Lee Beltman says, I don't feel bad for Beans. Say they're good. Wilcock RDS, etc. Getting exposed by a fake LARP, saving more kids from underground tunnels in New York City. Yeah, it's just ridiculous. And it's funny to see these guys like scrambling to try to fucking justify all this shit and just keep it rolling still, right? Because they've made
The best
their
ones
lives
always
out.
find a way, though. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like an episode of Survivor. It's like the Con Survivor game. Who's going to survive the letter of the alphabet con? I
Who can
think
come
David
up with the most
Wilcock.
bullshit?
David Wilcock's going to survive. He is just a never-ending oracle of bullshit.
Well,
right?
Listen, if he can spin Emery Smith getting drunk and wasted and having to go to the hospital into a grift that makes him, what, 50K on PayPal donations, that's pretty good.
$50,000.
That's impressive.
Yeah. That's next level conning talent, man. It is. Spooky says it's Emery Smith's birthday. Happy birthday, Emery Smith. I hope you aren't drinking and end up in the hospital with alcohol poisoning on your birthday. That would suck, but happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
And on a serious note, if he really does have those issues, I hope that he gets some kind of help. But yeah, happy birthday, bro. Maybe he gets to what do you think he does on his birthday? Does he analyze alien tissue samples on a live stream?
As long as he just doesn't go driving and hit any docks or anything like that. We don't want that.
Mario Heat with some insight into where David Wilcock's money goes. The money gets invested in the love room for Elizabeth's naked sessions. I don't know what that means. I don't want to imagine either of those two naked. Thanks. I'll never get that out of my fucking noggin now. Happy birthday, Emery Smith. Here's the 10,000 more alien dissections.
They were just tissue samples.
Oh, burn. I'm DMing you a video about the trade rooms. Spooky's going to be covering this GameStop story. I'm going to look more into it, and I may do a show about it, but I want to understand more clearly exactly what happened and what is happening now. Because I think I got it, but I'm a little unclear about, I don't want to misspeak talking about that story.
Yeah, I'm not a solid expert into investing or anything like that. I'm just annoyed that I can't. Coinbase won't let me invest in Dogecoin, so I can't tip my money into that. Unfortunately.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm getting hate mail live. So so on your podcast you talk about a lot of these clowns too, so in that sense we're very similar, and I like the take that you have on some of these clowns. And watching this stuff, it becomes doesn't it become like a stupid hobby, right? I gotta see what this asshole said now. What kind of shit is this guy gonna say now?
Yeah, it's been good. The last 7 weeks as well, I've been keeping it to Monday nights and hitting it regularly. So we were doing the podcast to begin with, and it was just really hard to line up times to record and everything. And so I said to Stina, it'd be good just to be able to live stream whenever and whoever can come on or whatever. But it's been good to have a regular sort of forum to then. It's good because it forced me to reflect on the last week and what's happened and exactly what stupid shit has happened out in there, because actually a lot of it happens. There's not a week that goes past without some crazy bullshit going on.
Yeah, and I don't know, but sometimes it's the level gets a little too high for me, and I got to back down and go I can't listen to any more of this shit for a little while. I got to take a week off and just not. But then sometimes something big, like a big stream comes and you go, oh, I gotta dive back into the crazy pool and see.
Well, that's why I couldn't do it every day. That's the thing for me. Once a week is fine, but yeah, every day I feel your pain.
Yeah, it's too much. I tried to do a show every day for a while, and I was having a real hard time because you got to listen to 3 hours of one of these clowns talk, and then try to make some kind of sense out of it. And sometimes there is no sense in any of it. This guy's, Oh, I want to ask you for a prediction too. This grift of this Captain America, this is either going to be like, he took a shot and it works out for him, or this isn't going to go anywhere. What of those two choices, or do you think it's somewhere in the middle? Like, I think this grift is going to work. I think it's going to work for him. Because these people are fucking stupid. They'll hear and listen to any of these people talk this smack. He's charismatic enough and, sort of entertaining while he does it.
Stephen. Yeah, I think it's going to work, and it's going to continue to work even when March rolls around and there's no, Donald Trump inauguration or anything like that. I just don't think it matters at this point. I think we've burst through the threshold of if you were going to fall off the letter of the alphabet wagon, you were going to do it by now. Now we've reached a level of delusion beyond any proof having to unfold. It's just going to keep going. It's going to keep growing. And like I've predicted before, I think it goes more global, because then it doesn't come centered so much around the US election or anything like that. Then it becomes a bigger kind of more social movement.
So what do you think is going to happen on March 4th when none of this shit happens?
There'll be a new spin to a new
they just kick the can. Then it'll be like, no, it's May 15th. That's when it's going to all happen. Send me a PayPal donation, right?
but it will get to the point where the can will stop being kicked and it will move all into a new direction. That's what I'm predicting, because Wilcock's a good example of that. You look, he's still surviving and thriving to a point when he was the guy that said we're all going to turn to light beings in 2000. And then 2012, we were going to...
Yeah, they did it again. Pulled the scam back out. Speaking of money, if you do want to support our show, we would appreciate it. Speaking of PayPal donations, right? I'm not going to put a begging bowl out or anything, but in the About section, there's links for both Patreon and PayPal. Because, PayPal good, poor bad. Yeah. So what do you got coming up on the Warped podcast? Do you not know? Sometimes I don't know, honestly.
Yeah, I'll be diving into more letter of the alphabet stuff. My Telegram has been just going off on tap with alerts and notifications. Like, I think I'm following something like 40 or 50 of these people that are...
Oh, my God. That's too much, Daniel James. I'm going to worry about your sanity now.
Yeah, I know. But it's... Yeah, that'll be the focus. And
you're going to need a psychiatrist on speed dial if you watch all that shit, right? You know that, right?
Yeah, well, everyone's got to have a hobby, I guess. That's what it is for me. None of this stuff's really serious for me. It's, I do a little bit of freelance work around it, and I'll be hopefully announcing something quite soon as well in relation to that. But, for me, all of this is a hobby. I've never made a cent off it. So, yeah, that's what I'll be doing, Steve.
Yeah, well, it's pretty much a hobby for me. But I'd like it to be like a self-supporting hobby.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. You know what? I will. I don't want to keep you any longer, so I'm gonna let you go, and then I'm gonna wrap up the show, and I'll talk to you a little bit later. Thanks for being here, Daniel James. This was fun.
Thank you, my friend. It always is fun with you, and yes.
All right. Thanks, Daniel James.
Cheers,
bye. All right. There we go. So I didn't want to keep him too long. I just wanted to wrap up with some show business, I guess. Yeah. Show business, right? We now have a Rumble channel, which I wanted to just mention. And so far, I gotta say, I like Rumble. I like the interface. I like the layout. It's very easy to navigate and do what I need to do, which is just upload some of the select shows. So some of our select shows are going to be available on Rumble going forward. I'm not sure if this will continue, but I'm going to do it for a while. I think we may have gotten, 50 or maybe even 100 views so far. And I don't know. Honestly, I don't know very much about Rumble or how to try to build a following there, but we're going to be sending shows there, and we'll see we'll see where it goes. But I wanted to invite you. Hold on, I'll get the actual link and I will put it in the live chat. If you are on Rumble, please do go and follow us there. That would be helpful. 1 second, let me get this. Get that in the live chat. There is our Rumble channel. So yeah, and I also want to remind everybody that we have a Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/Truthseekers Show. And I think we need something like 13 more people to follow us on Twitch to get to the next tier. I don't know. Honestly, Twitch to me is problematic because it's just kind of I think I booted myself. Sorry about that, friends. I was trying to look at the Twitch, and I think I opened Twitch in the window that the show's running on. So that was stupid. Yes, I cross my streams. This is a live show. It happened warts and all. Sometimes Genocide is over in the Twitch chat now. What just happened? It's David Wilcock. You got a mustache run, Steven Run. No, yeah, KB, I'm going to be wrapping things up. So I wanted to mention the Rumble. I wanted to mention the twitch.tv channel. Show us some love over there. And also, please do remember to like, comment, and subscribe on our channel here on YouTube. If you're on Facebook, come over to YouTube, please, and subscribe to our channel. Hit that notification bell. It really does help to raise us in the search rankings when you like, comment, and share these videos and the other videos on our channel. If you missed one, like, comment, and share it. That would be really helpful. And I'm pleased to say that when we started our show, there was a comedy, an English comedy, I think, called Truthseekers. And but thanks to the engagement that we have here, if you search Truthseekers now on YouTube, we're what comes up first, and all of that other show comes up next. So I want to keep the engagement up so that we can keep that search position and people can find us when they look for us. It's so very important. Genocide he's like in 3 different places. He was in the Facebook chat. Now he was in the Twitch chat. He's been in the YouTube chat. Yeah. Okay, friends. So we're going to call it a night here. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining us, especially my guest, Daniel James. I always like to he and I just can talk about this stuff because we're both looking into this crazy, right? And there's some kind of understanding there. It's like the bullshit warriors. Like, did you make it through that last fucking 3 hours of David Wilcock yet? No, not yet, man. I'm saving up the energy to get through that bullshit, though, you know. Okay, friends. So we're gonna wrap things up here. I want to thank everybody that did reach out to me and tell me that they like the new intros and outros. I did work pretty hard on them. I'm happy with the outro, not so much the intro. I'm going to make some more. But in the meantime, these will do for now. So again, I want to thank my guest, Daniel James. You can find him by searching YouTube for Warped Podcast, WARPED Podcast. and you'll find him. I highly recommend you check him out. Please go over there and subscribe to his channel. That would really, really be good. I think he should have more viewers, more listeners. So, friends, I'm always happy when there's an audience. Thanks for being in mine tonight. Until next time, my name is Stephen Cambion. Good night, and God bless all of you.